Guys, what is the generation that is before millennials? Is it Gen X? This type of people, this type of human, this class of humans, they have really caused so much harm to the earth. If you see the leaders around the world, they are from that generation. And most of what they do is just war. Most of the African presidents from that generation, they steal so much from Africa and go to enrich themselves and hide the money in abroad. Yesterday, I was just watching on TikTok. I came across what's in Kenya is called as chai, or it's called as moshene or expose, and they were talking about this OCS. OCS is the title of some police officers in charge of the police stations. This OCS lies to the young boys that he's going to get them a job, and then he takes Uber for them so that he will not be known that he's the one who picked them. Then after the Ubers have dropped them in a private place, he will come and pick them up. And the first thing, he takes them in private rooms and give them a drink. And before they know themselves, they wake up in the morning and their behind is destroyed. No job. Your trauma that you may carry for so many years and generations, and your health at risk. He doesn't even ask you if you're on that side of the sexuality. There were three boys that have been trying to try and share their stories on TikTok to get justice, because in Kenya, as you know, the colonizer brought the guns and gave them to the most stupid, I'm sorry to use that word, but they normally pick people that have failed exams. People who are like, we take orders from above. People who have very cold to humanity. These are the kind who are given the guns. They use them to protect the politicians who are thieving from Africa, and they turn the guns against the citizens who dare to question. Now, I don't know, this thing, I thought it was a Western kind of thing, but I'm surprised that this generation is really spoiling the young generation who's trying to stand up and say no to slavery and abuse, that this older generation is actually harboring this thing, and it's like they do it in private. Just that nowadays, the camera has really helped the world, because social media is helping to take evidence. That is why you see that some social media platforms nowadays, they are starting to delete videos that are taken live, because live is solid evidence. You know, the colonizer brought money in Africa and they were able to purchase justice. So most of the people that do crimes in Africa, they escape justice because they get the paper money. But before this paper money was brought and the Bible was brought to Africa, these politicians will swear with the Bible, but they will still go ahead and do the opposite because they know nothing will happen to them. But in African systems, we had a way that if you swear, within that same minute, that instant, thunder will come down and strike you. It was instant justice that was delivered. Now the mothers are crying, the young boys are devastated. There's now trauma in the family, and now those police people, they are threatening to unalive the victims. It is so annoying, but you know, nowadays I don't put my emotions and my anchor in people. I empathize with them and I address issues, but I used to drown myself into people's sorrows, which I don't do nowadays. So I feel for them, and I would wish for justice for them, but I don't want to drown myself in the anger. But these people have really destroyed the earth. Gen Zs are rising up and saying no. Millennials are questioning. Millennials, we raised Gen Zs and we did not raise them in trauma. We did not beat them up. We allow our girls to walk away if marriage is not working. But you find these older women, they're like, you women, you're the problem. Give your men peace. Our men who don't even appreciate the fact that we go through so much to care for our young ones. We go through so much to provide. We go through so much to do what we gotta do. I'm not talking about my men, I'm just talking in general. Us millennials have allowed our girls that if it's not working, you can come home, the doors are open. But that generation would tell you, stay there. Even if you die, they just come and cry one day and go back home. Your children remain suffering. I don't know what to say. This man, they say that he was an OCS in Mweki police station, and when the public started knowing of what he's doing, they transferred him to Kitale. He's now in Kitale. So if you're watching me from Kitale, protect your children. The guy is the guy is called Ezra. I heard his name. They said it's called Ezra. So if you know an OCS in Kitale who's called Ezra, protect your babies. And guys, what happens to parents, by the way? How come we are able to raise school fees for so many years, but we are not able to raise capital for our children to start their passion or to support them? Like maybe your child has a passion in music, or your child has a passion in art, or maybe they want to just buy a motorbike and start just working, but everybody will be like, no, go and work. We have this slave mentality that we have to be doing a job. In Italy, by the way, most businesses are family businesses, and they have been sustained for over 100 years, 200 years, others. It's not always about job. That's why even in Indians, you will see that their businesses are called maybe Patel and Sons, Rajman and Sons, because they start training and even giving inheritance to their children when they are so young. In Africa, a parent will die, that generation that I'm talking about, they will unalive and with a lot of land, and they have not even allocated any inheritance to their children. You will find, like me, I come from a place where people have bought so much land, although we bought from them, but the people who bought after the colonizer left, they have like 50 acres of land, 100 acres of land. But you find their sons, they're drunkard in the village because they have not been allocated land. The few who can manage to go to the cities, they go there to be hawkers. And they have 50 acres of land at home. But their old man is just dragging himself walking in the compound, but he doesn't want to allocate pieces of land to his children. What happens later? After the drugs get into their head, once now this old man goes, they start fighting who owns what, who does what. They're already drunkards. And even if they manage to get the land, they just sell it and become like generations destroyed like that. We need to do better. Like that generation. Is it X, guys? What is the name of the gen? Is it Gen X? I don't want to get angry. I'm just trying to pass a point in a very, very sober mind, guys. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about that generation? They really need to do better. And the worst part is that whenever millennials or Gen Z tell them that you guys, you are doing wrong, they'll be, we are the elders, you don't talk to us like that. They would rather shoot you and unalive you, but not listen to what you have to say. Let me tell you guys, even a young baby, in the African spirituality, children were seen as returned ancestors, and whatever these children used to speak was like already added information to what they had on this life. Whenever they go to the next realm, and when they come back, they are respected and they are honored. They never used to dismiss children like that. They never used to dismiss the young. I don't know where this X generation got to this point that the young people cannot address you, or they cannot tell you when you're wrong. And so you have to unalive them. Let me tell you, this generation is so powerful. Even if you unalive them, they will still fight you from the other realm. We gotta wake up, honestly.